Hello everyone, and welcome back to Verdant Gamescapes. It's been a hot minute, and I hope everyone has been well. I'm excited to share with you a project that I've been working on since taking a hiatus from uploading videos. So without further ado, let's jump right into it. At the height of the Call of Duty versus Halo era, circa the mid-2000s, I was firmly in the Call of Duty camp. I had dabbled here and there with a few Halo LAN parties and split screen battles with friends, and I remember trying out Halo 3 ODST for a couple of missions, but it didn't really speak to me, and I could never really connect with the game. Call of Duty was more in line with my interests at the time, and with those of my friends. And so, here I am, almost 20 years later, and I can say I'd never truly experienced everything the Halo series has to offer from the story campaign perspective. I saw that the Master Chief Collection was on sale for Xbox Game Pass and decided to take a crack at it. I ran through the campaigns on normal difficulty. Full disclosure, prior to making this video and recording the gameplay, I committed to one playthrough of Halo Combat Evolved, the Anniversary Edition, on heroic difficulty to see how I would enjoy it, and I proceeded to get absolutely annihilated. I hadn't struggled this much since playing Call of Duty 2 on veteran difficulty. And if you want to know what hell is, here's a small snippet from XCal's 44-minute nightmare for one section of one mission in that game.
I am holding the line by myself. Look at this! I don't have enough health. Look at that! Look how many people there are! That's so stupid!
So anyway, after that, I decided I just want a more laid-back experience with a good mix of challenge and entertainment. So I played the campaigns on normal difficulty in chronological order. I did not play Halo 3 ODST for the sake of time, and Halo 4 because, well, with that being said, the format of this video will not be a good, bad, ugly style review format, but instead I'm going to present to you my favorite missions from each campaign, and at the end of this video I'll rank the order of the campaigns that I enjoyed from most to least. Reach's campaign overall is probably one of my favorites out of all the series, but this mission stands out in particular. The dogfighting in space is a total change of pace from ground warfare to zero-G space flight combat. From a personal standpoint, it evokes memories of my youth. I was a big Star Wars fan, and some of my favorite moments in movies were the large-scale space naval battles. Also, growing up, I played a lot of Star Wars Rebel Assault 2, which is mainly a flight game. I spent many hours trying to master spaceflight and combat in that game. What I enjoyed from a technical standpoint was how smooth this mission went with the flight controls in space versus flying a Banshee or a helicopter or some other vehicle planet-side across the various missions in the series. It felt very unique among all the campaign missions for its scale, its execution, and its overall fun. When you first arrive on Halo in Combat Evolved, you spend a lot of time traveling across the surface and also exploring some of the Forerunner structures below ground. Everything seems familiar, like the Earth-like natural vistas featuring rock formations, beaches, and forests, as well as the pyramid-like interiors of the Forerunner complexes. All of that changes aboard the Covenant ship. The interior of the Covenant ship feels softer and more organic with its curved walls and pathways when compared to the cold, hard-running edges of the Forerunner architecture style. In addition, the Covenant ship features a brighter color palette of purples and pinks and other warmer tones, compared in contrast to the cold grays and blues of the Forerunner complexes. And Halo's surface, despite the remaster, features textures that are overall pretty flat. But take that with a grain of salt, as at this point the game is over 20 years old. From a gameplay perspective, the combat presented challenges with elevation, tactical cover, tight hallways with choke points, and it really tests your CQB skills in this game. It also needed good navigation and backtracking skills to avoid getting lost and falling into ambush points. Overall, the mission and setting were both fun, new, and exciting. At this point in the campaign, the story presents to you the schism that is developing within the Covenant factions. You play as Arbiter, voiced by Keith David, a disgraced Covenant elite soldier who's been deemed responsible for the fall of Halo Alpha, which is the ring that you play on in Halo Combat Evolved. And it follows him as he battles against Covenant foes and Flood alike. The player has had some time to build a connection with Arbiter, with this mission being a continuation of the Arbiter storyline in the game. You get to see the various ranks of Covenant military, the Grunts, and the Elites as they battle alongside you, and it's also, from a story standpoint, giving you some insight into the social hierarchy of the Covenant. Gameplay wise, the Covenant weapons, in my opinion, are better than the UNSC weapons that you get. For example, the UNSC assault rifle is pretty mid. The Magnum pistol and the shotgun have both been nerfed into squirt guns for Halo 2 compared to their performance in Halo Combat Evolved. But anyway, this mission, it's fun and it shows you how the Flood has emerged as an existential threat to the Covenant as they try to contain a Flood outbreak. It's a great turning point in the story overall.
Stand firm.
Come on, Spartan, go, go, go!
This final mission was pretty challenging. The Flood, as their name implies, are innumerable. It's a multi-part mission, and it is truly a test of patience and will at this point in the game. I died a lot, even on regular difficulty, and I would get pretty frustrated at times. But on that final run to the frigate, it was really worth it all. This mission really has it all without getting too much into spoilers. There's betrayal, there's emotion, tragedy and loss, the joys of reunion, and an epic race to the finish line that is such a spectacle that it puts the exclamation point on what was overall an amazing conclusion to an awesome storyline. From a pure entertainment perspective, this mission was a lot of fun and it really tested my resolve to see things through to the end, just as I'm sure it did for our main characters, Master Chief and Arbiter. Thanks for sticking with me to this point. So I've given you my favorite missions from each game. But which Halo game is my favorite? Well, dear listener slash viewer, here's my list from the best of the best of the best, sir, with honors. On down is... Wah, wah, wah. Mass Effect. That's right. No, I'm just kidding. All joking aside, I would put Halo Reach as my favorite campaign. Halo 3 is a very close second. Halo Combat Evolved follows up as third. And Halo 2 is last, but certainly not the least of the bunch. I put it last primarily because the campaign was the longest and the most exhausting. And the impression that Halo 2's campaign left on me was that there was a large emphasis on vehicular combat, which I wasn't a big fan of. So that wraps up that. Wow, long video, such length, much talk. I appreciate you all for tuning in and listening or watching, whichever you were doing. And I'd like to ask you, what's your favorite Halo mission and or campaign? Is Halo 3 ODST worth playing through? Is Halo 4 worth playing through for that matter? Leave a comment, thumbs up if you enjoyed, subscribe, and tune back in as I'll be discussing similar takes on other games in the coming future. I really appreciate you all having you all here, and hope you all have a good one. Peace.